What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about, can the Atlanta Falcons turn this season around? But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I want to talk about if the Atlanta Falcons can turn this season around. Personally, I do believe that this Falcons team has a chance to end this season on a good note. We have 3 games remaining in this regular season. The Indianapolis Colts, the Chicago Bears, and the New Orleans Saints. All of these games are winnable games for this Atlanta Falcons team. This Sunday, we're facing the Indianapolis Colts, who currently sit at 8-6. The Bears are currently under 500, and the Saints, I believe, are 7-7. And they play tonight on Thursday Night Football. So right now, we don't control our own destiny as far as making the playoffs, but we still have a chance to end this season on a high note. And I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team, they can win the remainder of these games. A couple things that I want to touch on in this video that I feel like the Falcons need to do to end the season on a high note. The first thing that this Falcons team needs to do if they want to end this season on a high note is going to get back to the roots. I keep talking about Arthur Smith and the run game. I really feel like we have to go back to what we did his first 2 seasons here in Atlanta. We have to feed Tyler Algier. We have to feed Bijan Robinson. We have to feed Cordell Patterson and give those guys at least 10 carries every game. You want to run the ball more than you pass the ball in a lot of these games. If you stay ahead of the chains, Arthur Smith has shown when he can get the running game going, that's when the quarterback, whether it's Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke, that's when those guys can find rhythm. When the running game gets going, that's when the offensive line is at its best, when they're going downhill and able to be physical and be the maulers that they are. And I really feel like the running game of this Atlanta Falcons team opens up everything on the offensive side of the ball. And to be honest, this season, our defense has played really, really well. It's been our offense that's been lacking all season long. For whatever reason, we just haven't been able to avoid the critical mistakes, avoid the critical turnovers at the wrong times. But in the next 3 games, I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team, if they go back to their roots, if Arthur Smith goes back to that downhill running game, that zone read, I think that this team has a chance to finish on a high note. The second thing that this Falcons team needs to do in order to end on a high note is get healthy. We need players to come back. David Onyemata has been out the last couple weeks. He's our anchor on that defensive line. So we need to get him back healthy. Bud Dupree missed last game, but I expect him to play in this game. But we've been down a couple of players, a couple key players, not just on the defense, but also on the offensive line. Guys like Caleb McGarry missed the last couple games. Chris Lindstrom didn't play last game. Drew Dahlman has missed the last 2 games. So we've really been nicked up along the offensive line and the defensive line. So we've been really nicked up in the trenches. If we could get the trenches right and get those players back, I really feel like we have a chance to finish this season strong. The third thing that I think that this Atlanta Falcons team needs to do, Arthur Smith has to be smarter in certain situations. Stop going for it on 4th down when you're in field goal range. Take the points because these teams that we're playing against are not teams that put up a lot of points. Most of the teams that we played this year, all of the games have been scored under 25 points. This defense has been holding teams under 20 points all season long. So I really feel like if we consistently take the points when they're there, we stop turning the ball over in the red zone, we stop going for it and gambling on 4th down when we don't need to be gambling, and Arthur Smith makes wiser decisions as far as coaching decisions, I really feel like that'll bode well for this Atlanta Falcons team these last 3 games of the season. And the last thing that I think that this Atlanta Falcons team needs to do is just capitalize on opportunities, whether it's an interception, whether it's a forced fumble, whether guys just doing their job and making big plays down the field as far as the wide receivers. Guys cannot drop balls. We've seen drop passes this year. We've seen fumbles, this year in unopportune moments. We have to capitalize on opportunities because I really feel like those 2 to 3 plays I always talk about in the game that can change the game, we haven't been making those plays over the last couple weeks. We've missed out on multiple opportunities, whether it was recovering a fumble, whether it was making an interception, or whether it was us turning the ball over in the opposing team's red zone and giving them easy points. So I really feel like if we just play smart football, if we protect the football, I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team has a chance to make a run over these last 3 games. I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team is really, really talented, and our record doesn't show how much talent is on this team because we've been snake bitten. These players haven't made plays. We haven't executed when the time has presented itself and plays have presented themselves. We haven't made those key sacks. It was, 2 games right before the bye, where we could have beat the Arizona Cardinals if we just sacked Kyler Murray. Then the game before that against the Minnesota Vikings was another game where if we just sack Josh Dobbs on 4th down, we win those 2 games. So those are 2 games where it basically came down to 2 plays in the game that lost the game. Last week, Desmond Ridder throwing the interception in the red zone, Bijan Robinson fumbling the ball, deep in their territory. Those type of plays are the type of plays that lose games. So I really feel like this Falcons team is not far off from winning a lot of these games, but in the next 3 games, there's no more excuses. These guys are going to have to step up. I still believe in this team. I still believe in this coaching staff that they have a chance to turn things around, but we definitely going to have to make plays when they present themselves. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on can this Atlanta Falcons team turn this season around. Like I said, I definitely think the team is more than capable of turning this season around and possibly winning the last 3 games and somehow sneaking in the playoffs. But it's going to start with 1 game at a time. We have to go out there on Christmas Eve this Sunday, and we have to protect home field against the Indianapolis Colts. With that being said, this be your boy Jew. I have a lot more content coming for you guys, but as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.